Now, in the case study, you get a little help from your summer intern to consolidate these files into a single file. It's important to be able to consolidate these into a single file because having them in separate files or on separate tabs mean you have to do the analysis separately. We want to put these all together into one file so we can run analysis however we want, looking across all 4 hospitals or breaking them down individually by hospital. So first, now that we've cleaned up our files, let's take a look at each and make sure that we have consistent headers. Now, on the Arapahoe Valley Hospital file, you'll see that we have column A as facility with Arapahoe Valley Hospital's initials as a facility listed there. Then we have the patient name, their medical record number, their admission date, lab collection date, etc. Let's take a look at the next file. Let's take a look at Eagle River. Now you'll notice when we look at Eagle River, it starts with patient name. Now that can make things a little messy as we try to copy and paste these into a single file. Another issue is we keep having to pull up entirely separate files with their own tabs for each hospital. First thing that might be easiest to do when consolidating these is just getting all the tabs into one single file. One thing you can do is minimize each of the tabs, each of the files, and then drag and drop the tab from one file to another. See how we did that? We just dragged the tab from one file and pulled it into the existing. So let's do that again. Here we've already dragged over Eagle River to be with Arapahoe Valley. Now let's highlight the file for Flatiron Hills. You can see the tabs down here. We got those two together and we have one tab here. I'm going to click on the tab even though it's in a separate file, and you see this little black arrow up here, and now I'm going to drop it in there. And there you have it. Now we have all 3 of these files together, at least saved together in a single file. Now we're still missing one more hospital. We want to bring in Sand Dunes Park. So here, again, we have our 3 that we've combined down here. Now I'm going to drag and drop Sand Dunes Park into that file. And there you have it. Now that's a little helpful because now you don't have to be going between windows. Now you have all the data all on just 4 tabs of the same file. Now we still haven't solved our problem for being able to analyze all this data because it's still all in separate worksheets. So what we want to do is create a master worksheet. Let's call this Big Buffalo Health System Infections All Facilities. Alright, so now what we can do is highlight one of our files, the data, just drag and click while holding. You can right click it and go to copy, or you can hit Control C at the same time and that'll do the same thing. Now go up to the new tab you've created, the new worksheet, and now you can right click and paste, or you can hit Control V, and there you have it. Now we've copied over our data. Now it copies over, loses some of the formatting that we had in terms of width, but you remember your trick. It's all already highlighted. All you got to do is double click on the border, and now it matches the width that you want for the data. There you have it. Now we've copied over Arapahoe Valley. Now let's go to Eagle River. So this time you don't have to copy over the actual headers anymore because you've already done that once. So let's highlight the data we have available. Control C or right click and copy. Go to your infections facilities. Now what you have to do here is go to the next available set of cells. You can right click and hit paste. Uh-oh. Now what's gone wrong here? Well, if you remember, on the Arapahoe Valley tab, they hadn't actually noted their facility. But on the Eagle River tab, they didn't note that. So when you copied over your data, you were copying over the name in what was the facility column here. So a quick way we can undo that is click this little back arrow, undo the paste, move over one cell, that'll be where we start our paste. and paste it. And there you have it. Now we're all aligned and consistent with the other file. Now, the other thing we're going to want to do here, for the sake of our data analysis later on, is note that give some identifier in the facility column here that this is actually Eagle River Hospital, maybe ERH. You can type in ERH. We can type it in several times over and over if we wanted to, but the other thing we can do is just type it once, click the little box in the right corner, and drag. And now we've marcated each of these as Eagle River Hospital. I'm going to get the formatting the same too. Now, another thing that's kind of an issue here is the fact that when I scroll, I can't really see what each of these headers are. For example, I don't know what date is which here, right? Because my data is getting much more robust. A little trick to help you out here is called freeze panes. What you can do is click on the top row that you want to allow to move, click View, and then there's this option, Freeze Panes, and there's a couple different options. What I always select is just the top one, and it'll be based off of where you clicked on the spreadsheet. So I'll just click Freeze Panes, and you'll note now when I scroll, the header stays at the top, and I can see what data is associated with what. So now let's just finish off copying over our other hospitals. Now that we know how this works, all you got to do is copy, highlight it, copy, click to your new spreadsheet. This one actually had facility listed, and paste. Alright, so now you can scroll up, see Flatiron Hills Hospital,